Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Rangers Radio. I'm Southside, and joining me on the show this evening is AK and Bridgeman. How are you guys?
Evening Southside, evening Bridgeman, evening to Rangers Radio listeners.
Oh, big good evening to yourself, Southside, and yourself, AK. And a very, very happy Bridgeman here. Very happy, and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Hope you're all happy too. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Aye, well, I'll tell you what, we're lucky. Well, first of all, we'll say a big thanks to the techie team guys, because we've had a lot of work to do there in the background to get the show on this evening. So thanks to the two guys for working away for the last 45 minutes just to make sure everything was hunky-dory for the night.
Well done, Fox and Terry.
Well done.
AK, how are you?
Aye, brand new, mate. Brand new. Still in up there after that result. Well, not so much the result, but certainly performance. I thought we deserved a win and thoroughly enjoyed being at the game last night. Atmosphere was superb.
Bridgeman, how was the atmosphere in the Copeland Rear last night?
Oh, unbelievable. Just unbelievable. And obviously, well done to Rangers for getting over the problems with these what do you call it, barcodes? Not the barcode, it's the QR codes. A lot of fans were able to go to the ticket office to get reprints of their tickets and things like that. Incredible. Thousands and thousands of them. Just they couldn't get in. So it was a bit farcical at times, but I didn't get in until maybe 20 past.
20 past 8.
Quarter past, 20 past 8, aye. Oh, it was mobbed. The place was mobbed. Oh, the queues all outside. Goodness sake, just terrible. Anyway, it was great to get in and see it. And the people who I was sitting beside, they'd all been in a lot earlier. So they were telling us we're playing really well. And then I caught up for there. It was just fabulous. Just unbelievable. Particularly when we scored that goal, I'll tell you. That's fortunate that Ibrox is a safe place. They ripped the roof off of there. That noise. Just brilliant.
I know there was some problems. The bloke sits a couple of seats along for me. He said it took him 25 minutes. But yeah, if I take you out of the stadium and for whatever reason we had to use barcodes, but I don't know why we just don't use your smart card. It might have been easier, I don't know, but I knew there was some problems. You could tell the ground didn't really fill up until a good 15 minutes bridge into the game.
That's correct, yeah.
You could see some spaces at the start. But anyway, apart from that, at least everybody got in and certainly enjoyed a good Rangers performance. AK, you can see that we came out of traps. Although in the first minute, AK, when they sort of made 5 passes and got to the edge of their box, I thought, oh no, here we go.
I know. It was heart and mouth. I was in the Copeland Rear last night as well, but I got in there nice and early. I thought the queues outside, to be honest with you, was the queues for the autograph of Bridgeman or Big Stevie or that. Was right.
Nice one.
Bridge, what do you think yourself? I think we started quite quickly last night, eh? It looked as if we were on it for the start. The team. Bridge.
Yeah. Well, obviously, the guys were telling us it was really good, and apart from the scare in the first 2 minutes, and of course I watched it again to make sure what they told us was right, But yeah, apart from that, I thought Rangers did really, really well, and the possession we had was incredible, and the chances we made just wonderful to watch. It's not very often we've seen Rangers make so many chances and from the midfield break the play up. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Just get in there and no hard tackling, but hard in against the opponents and come away with the ball cleanly. Incredible stuff. Just so exciting. It was brilliant to be there. Really, for everybody that was there, it must have been a fantastic evening and a great experience for you to watch your team do what they did. Marvellous stuff. Unbelievable.
I was just thinking there, we'll talk about the game for the first 20 minutes, AK, then we'll come back to Bridge, since he does the know. But aye, Bridge, you're right. I thought, but do you think the selection, when they had Ridvan and Jefty, AK. Did that surprise you?
Aye, it certainly raised an eyebrow there. Obviously, the gaffer has done his homework, and Ridvan coming in there in that position, I was wondering how he was going to play it, but as it turned out, I think it was a wee bit of a mini masterstroke. I was a wee bit surprised not to see the likes of Dessers on the team sheet, to be honest with you, for the start, or even Sterling. But obviously, he'd made his mind up in how they were going to play it and the tactics they were going to adopt. As the game kind of went on, I thought Iganami was out in the left a lot, cutting in there, and Bajrami was actually our false nine for a lot of the game. I don't know how you've seen that south side, but Ridvan offered Jefty a fair bit of protection on the left, and obviously Cherny coming back to help Tavernier out as much as we could. We flooded the midfield. I thought Diamandi, Raskin, excellent in there. Proper was a wee bit slow in starting, but I think Suter was quite assured with him. But no, listen, Bridgeman's right. Although he wasn't there until quarter an hour into the game, I thought we started really well. Bajrami's shot tipped over the bar down to the Broomlin side with Foster. It was a good move. Cherny set him up. But I was really, really good, positive start. And I think the crowd helped a lot with that start as well, mate. The team seemed to feed off it.
Aye, the crowd stayed with the team, didn't they? And the team had to sort of produce stuff on the park. Bridge, and I thought if we look at the whole of the first half, I thought probably going in at half time, although we were in nothing each, I thought we'd peppered their goal, made their goalkeeper make a save or two more than they made our goalkeeper. I thought tactically the team worked hard, and I think tactically the manager got it right and how to try and shut them down.
I think you're absolutely right there. I think the whole thing just worked really well. Because I go at half time, I go and meet family and friends at the other end of the Copeland Rear, and we were chatting about it last night. And the words I say to them was, "It's there for us. It's there for us." And it's a pity we're in at half time here, 1 up, and maybe even 2, because we had some really good chances. And of course, Sod's Law. I'm talking about Sod's Law with my words. They come out and they just do the business, and it's there. It's just fantastic stuff, you know. They're wonderful to watch, and the team is playing really, really well. And I think that the manager has to be praised for that. So I know people, myself, have been unimpressed with him or sometimes upset with him. I think last night, to me, everything's great for the manager now. There's absolutely shouldn't be any thoughts of the manager having to go because of this or that. I thought he picked his team well, and there's going to be a lot of fans around about me were saying, "Oh, this should have been that." Much like AK was saying, they thought Dessers might should have been in, you know. But wow, what can I say? It's just there for everybody to see. Everybody to see. Now, obviously, next game is going to be crucial, you know. So they have to come out and do the same thing again, don't they? I think.
Aye. You can only say what we've seen, Bridge. I'd want to cut a bit of humble pie to Alex, and we'll give you a bit, Bridge, in a minute regarding the manager. But
hey. I've been sticking up for comment you know that.
I know you did. I was going to give you. I was passing a bit to you to give to Bridge. That's what I said.
Oh, right.
But no, Bridge, I know what you're saying. But at the moment, listen, they gave us. You could see that a lot of them played well. They have started to play well. And I thought it was a really good performance. Listen, Tottenham might be in a good place at the moment, and they had some injuries, but they're still a quality outfit. And you could see at times when they knocked the ball about and quickly zipped it about, they are a good team. But I think we were tactically pretty set up last night, and I think on the ball, I think we worked it well, AK, and I think Cherny was a bit of a thorn in the side for them in the first half. We were getting them free on the ball. And he had a couple of shots at goal and he was unlucky, but we had him try to create things as well. Unlucky a couple of times with a reverse pass. I think there was one in the first half if he'd squared that across, tagged the man instead of trying to reverse it to Ridvan. We might have been more fruitful, but I thought he was really good last night in the first half, Cherny.
Aye, spot on, mate. I thought that myself. He was so direct, and every time he picked up the ball, the crowd were in anticipation of him going forward and creating something. He was causing their left back problems all night, and then cutting in field. I actually thought that one you're talking about, I thought he could have actually went to sell. He'd bypassed everybody and was looking to shape up and shoot with his left, but he tried to kind of drag it back for somebody else and kind of made an error to the pass. But no, very good last night, I thought, Tierney. Speed, direction, inventiveness, creativity, everything that you're looking at a player of that ability. And him and, Yefty, the other side of the park, I thought went quite well too. Wee Ridvan backing them up there. I thought that was quite comical. I don't know if you've seen that, Bridgeman, the time Yefty made a kind of boob, he lost the ball in the middle of the park and they broke on us, and I think Butland saved. And then the ball broke out, he put his hands up to the stands to apologise. And within him 2 seconds getting the ball back, he gave it away again. You're like, oh, Jesus.
Aye, Butland rolled him out. I did think at first, maybe give him it back, get his confidence back or something, and he just passed it in the middle of the park to nobody, didn't he? But listen, he's a young player, Bridge. We've got a young team out there. They all have bags of energy now, and we wanted energy and legs, but now and again, they will make a mistake or two. It's all about the learning experience, isn't it? It was a massive game for Gefty to come into last night at the age he is. Along with most of our team, to be honest, but if we're just talking about him at the moment, it was a massive game, being 20 years of age and having to come in. I think the speed of the game, the pace of the game as well, but I thought he was another one last night that was a shining light for us. Oh,
yes, most assuredly. I think he made 4 or 5 mistakes. Let's call them mistakes, because that's what I saw them as. But he managed to recover 2 of them. He managed to recover. The other ones were up the park anyway, so it didn't really matter. And he managed to gallop back and get back into position. But yeah, and it does happen. People do make mistakes. It's as simple as that. And we've got a team there full of talent. Yefty is so talented. I'm just waiting for him getting to the point where he tramps down the wing and he must have a thunderous shot at goal with his left foot. Give them the chance to go there. He's not hit that. He's not hit that yet. But my goodness gracious, he put a turn in last night. That's for sure. Excuse me.
Tierney, Yefty done well, and I think in Tierney in the first half we had 3 good chances at goal. I think Tierney hit 2. Foster didn't look too clever at the second one. When I've seen it back now, it sort of hit his knee. It was a tight angle, AK, that he tried to put it in. The other shot, he had the edge of box, he went down comfortable and got it. But Bezrami, I thought that was, I didn't realise he just flicked that with his fingers. But it looks it, because that was net bound, and if we'd scored then just right before half time, we probably deserved it on the chances that we had created.
Can I just say on Tierney before we go for it? I thought Tierney is really, really good player, a really, really good player for us. And we just wait, when he's got the ball, we're just wanting him to get into the right position on the left foot and place it, shoot it, whatever he wants to do with it, But just get it on there. But, what a player, what a find. And, for the last couple of months, he's not been that great. Maybe, maybe a wee diamond here and there, a nice shot, nice goal. But he's built it up. Mate, it was marvellous last night. Marvellous.
Yeah, you're right, Bridge. I thought the passing and moving, Tierney, Bezrami, Igamani linking up play as well. He had a fantastic crossfield pass to set up Tierney in and goal. I think that's one you're talking about. It was quite a comfortable save for Foster, but he was a thorn in their side, and it was definitely a great output, a great out ball for us with his pace and his trickery. Just the whole team, Raskin winning balls in the middle of the park, fantastic. Even Diamondi was getting stuck in about it last night as well. It was end-to-end stuff, and it was just 100 mile an hour. And to be honest with you, I thought the Spurs players were a wee bit spooked with the roars that were going up in Ibrox last night. I thought to a man, woman, child, the atmosphere in Ibrox last night was superb, orchestrated as usual by the UB. Brilliant.
Aye, it was certainly bouncing around about us as well. Brimley Road was getting it loud 8 times and all, and up in the main stand, and I could hear the enclosures. And then we were doing the bouncy right around the stadium. But I think second half, once we got that goal, and I think at half time we could both agree, the threes could agree. We thought if we could have got that goal, it would have deserved it. But at half time, I think the threes would have thought, well, we're doing all right here, eh? Bridgeman.
Yep, 100%. I think that we proved we're not a bad team. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. We're not a bad team. And Spurs are a well-known team. And that's the best we've played against Spurs. In my recollection, we've played good games against Spurs. Used to play them every year. And my goodness gracious, I don't know if I've ever beaten them. But my goodness gracious, we played them off the park last night. We absolutely run the legs off them. And, you know, they came back, of course, at times with some marvellous football play. You know, nice passes and things like that, holding the ball for over a minute, maybe a minute and a half, and because they had the skills to do that. But they never actually got through and made a really, really fine shot at goal that we were murdered. It was murder for us. I think most of the times that we did that, we got through into the penalty, the ball was on the deck, and it was their own good play that managed to get the ball across. Other than that, I think Rangers were by far and away the better team on the night, and very, very sad that we didn't win. Because I thought if we could just hold on to that 1-0, which would have done me fine, as you know. My goodness gracious, I thought it was fun. I loved it last night. Let's put it that way, guys. I absolutely loved it. And there's every single player patting the back with me, patting the back.
I think the only downside just to the first half is obviously John Souttar picking up his injury. Possibly a groin strain. We'll have to wait and see. Manager don't think said anything last night during the thing, he wouldn't know. But that was the only sort of downside, AK, with Balogun coming on, mind you, who came on and played well. But the only downside of the first half for us was picking up an injury.
It was definitely a concern. Anybody, you know, when you see a guy just sitting in the deck for no reason, you know there's something that he's not feeling right about. And to be honest, the big Souttar, he's been an outstanding centre back for this year. So that was definitely a blow at that stage of the game. But as you say, Balogun came on and he was very comfortable, and him and Proper seemed to strike up a partnership, no bother, which is credit to them. You're no missing Souttar then, but we'll just need to wait and see. But it doesn't look good for the weekend now, I'm afraid, for Souttar.
Aye, well, if it's not to be, it's not to be. We just have to battle on. That's the way it is. That's what Rangers normally do. So hopefully, if there's a chance but I don't think the manager would take a chance. He would need to be definitely really fit, and it was maybe just a tweak or something he had. But in more serious than that, I think when we talk later on about the game on Sunday, I think when we find he'll be missing. But anyway, second half starts with a bang. AK. And the wee man, Ignamani, what a finish. You know, great ball in for Tav, but what a finish that was for him. Let it come across, watched it come across, and then bangs it in with his left foot.
Aye, brilliant. See, to be honest with you, mate, watching it, you're not really sure about how good the ball is coming off of Tavernier, but having watched the replays back in the telly, what a pass that is, by the way. What a pass. The flight of the ball, the pace of the ball, the direction, it's good enough that Iganami can just take it first time in the instep of his left, you know, and fire it past Fraser Forster in goal. Gave him no chance. 47 minutes. The roof came off Ibrox last night. Ibrox found its voice.
Hi, Brightman, you had a good view of that. Been up the Copeland rear. And listen, 22 years of age. Played about 35, 40 games of football before he came to us at a much, much lower level. But he certainly knows where the goal is, and he certainly looks as if he's going to be a real good player going forward in the future. But last night, he took his goal really well.
Actually, you know, I think at half time, when the players all came out to start the game, Igamani went up and spoke to the other fella was on I can never remember the boy's name for the life of me. Anyway, I'll come back to me. You'll know who I'm talking about because he moved up. He told him to go over onto the left. You know, you get wider, he said. And the two of them just met inside the centre circle. And Higamani says, go and do that, you know. And he did it. Because I think he was going to start on the right a wee bit, you know. However, Higamani, let me tell you, you know, I don't care what MD says. That guy's he's a £10 million player to me. He's got everything if he wants it. He holds the ball up, he chests the ball down under pressure. Fantastic stuff. He draws centre halves into him. It's just great to watch. And did you say he's only 20?
He's 22.
22. Oh
22.
My God. What a talent. What a talent. Fabulous. So he could have been, truth be told, guys, he could have been man of the match last night. I gave it to Rashkan. In my mind, I gave it to Rashkan again. I never stopped, covered every blade of grass. But Higamani, my God almighty, powerhouse, a powerhouse. Marvellous to see.
Aye, knows how to finish, didn't he, AK?
Oh, definitely. And I tell you, I bumped into Big Stevie last night as well before the game, and he said sees a tribute for Higamani. Every time he scores in the Europa League, he's going to have a Moroccan kebab. So that's him had 4 already this season. And I tell you, Big Stevie finishes him better than Higamani.
Fantastic goal for him, but and it gives him more confidence again for scoring in the previous round, you know. And I just thought it was a good finish. I mean, you see how the ball comes in. It looks easy, but it's got to be dispatched. And I think he might have even maybe just adjusted his stride slightly. Still looks like a pair of worky boots he's wearing, mind you, on his feet, doesn't it?
I was just going to say that. You see Fox's comments, you can deal with that with a pair of pit boots on. Brilliant.
But after that, like you say, the roof came off at Ibrox. I thought the place was rocking, and a couple of times you've seen their players' bridge try to play a bit up the channel, straight out the park. And you could see a couple of them sort of looking about, and I don't know whether the communication they could hear or no, but I mean, Ibrox was rocking at that point, and we were certainly in the ascendancy. And I was just thinking, come on, just get another goal here in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we've got all the pressure. But we're certainly peppering their box, and I was just hoping that we could create something else and get a second goal at that time, you know, in the game, because we were definitely they were struggling at that point, you know.
You're absolutely right. It was all Rangers, and the team that they played, that team that was picked and played for Spurs, I don't think they really couldn't hold a candle to Rangers. There's a couple of their players might be good players, but they were never only in the game at all. And you know, our midfield fought for every ball. It was incredible. They were chasing each other. It's just wonderful to see from a Rangers perspective. Wonderful. It's just the words that you said there a minute ago. Tragedy is that we didn't actually put a second ball in the net, and that's the tragedy. And really and truly, we deserved it. If we had won that last night, we would have deserved it. In fact, they were lucky to get a point, in my opinion. Lucky team, and somebody must have been looking after them for that, because they weren't in a big chunks of that game. They weren't even in it. They were desolate. I mean, we were running the ball past them into the box. Beautiful passes across the box, and Forster must have made five absolutely excellent saves. Much as I hate the guy, he made some fantastic saves against us, and that's what kept him in the game. Nothing else. That's what kept him in. Their defence didn't know what to do with Higamani. They didn't know what to do with him at all, not in the least. And their midfield were hopeless against ours. Hopeless.
Aye, well, I just thought at that time, obviously, they obviously, after we scored, they made their substitutions, you know. They brought on Solanke, Papa Sarr, and that other boy, can't remember his name, he'll come back to me, Lucas something, Bergavani or something. No, Lucas, no, Belagava. I think he came on a bit later. Kulusevski came on in about 70 odd minutes, but they made 3 subs just around about the 60-minute mark, because obviously he realised that we were on top of them at that time, and we just couldn't get that second goal. And Diamandi was unlucky. He had a shot at the edge of the box, which was going towards the goal, whether it were in or no, but it took a deflection. And we were trying to create, and we were knocking the ball about, and it was just about getting that second goal. But then I think, obviously, we took off Bajrami and Czerny, replaced him with Connor Barron and John Sterling. I know Czerny was playing really well, but I think you've got to look at the game time in him. You're hoping that you're wanting to put in a 90-minute performance on Sunday, so it was probably the right thing to do. Maybe at that time, Bajrami the same. I think he was all right. He wasn't involved too much in the second half, I thought. And we made the subs with Sterling coming on and playing the right-hand side. AK, did that surprise you? Did you think he might have shoved Tav up one, or did you think could you see him coming on the right-hand side?
Well, when he came on, to be honest, I expected Sterling to be the right back and Tav to play in front of him, but he just kept it as is and kept the shape of the team. But you could see what he was trying to do there, with Spurs making their subs. For me, that was the difference, actually, and that's why they came into the game. The quality that Spurs have got on their bench to bring on Solanke and Kulusevski and, players of that ilk, that is the difference when you're playing the top teams across Europe. I'm not saying Spurs are a top team across Europe, but I tell you, they've spent, I think it's over 600 million accumulating their squad, so it's real top players that you're up against there. But that was a big change, and I think bringing Barron on, bringing Sterling on, I maybe looked a wee bit negative for the supporters' point of view, but in essence, we still played a positive kind of game, pushing Sterling up the park and Barron assisting Ridvan in the middle of the park, digging, winning the balls back and things like that. So that was good. But I should have said at the start of the show, Southside, remiss of me. Thanks, Big Stevie, for getting the ticket for us last night, and it was a pleasure to sit next to Mark for Corby. He's a good friend up there.
Sure, Mark, thanks the same.
6.5 hour trip. The guys need to come up and watch the Rangers. That's commitment. Apologies, all boys. I hope you have a great few days, Mark.
Aye, Mark's a top bear.
Yeah.
Mark's a top bear. He travels far and wide to watch the Rangers, and like you say, it's over 6.5 hours for Corby up for the boys. When they come up, no doubt they'll probably be staying up here until Sunday and get back down the road. Probably some of them, But aye, Mark's a good boy. So I'm glad you met him. But aye, and then obviously, listen, in the game, I thought we were comfortable. We had a couple of wee sort of scares. They were starting to come into the game a bit. Our energy levels looked a wee bit at that time, and I think maybe at that time bringing on Barron and Sterling, I think it took us maybe 5 minutes, that sort of spell, 10-minute spell where Tottenham were trying to get on the ball. They'd made the subs obviously, and they were trying to go on, and eventually they managed to get a goal against us. I can't remember. I don't know if it came for a throw-in. But when Kulusevski whipped the ball, had the ball, and he made that run and played a nice wee pass round our defence, and when he get cut across, I'll be honest, Bridge, I think it probably been a penalty if Kulusevski doesn't score. At first, where I was sitting, I was thinking Butland, but I'm thinking, could I've got to that a bit? But I think he's sort of ring-fitted him, and he's went to the other side of the goalkeeper, and then I thought that was just the wrong time. I thought we lost the goal by making the subs so quickly. But listen, they're a good team. They were always going to get a chance or two, but that's what I imagined anyway, Bridge,
Yeah, it seemed to me like time, they seem to be waiting to come onto the pitch for a long, long time. And that might be our own fault for not getting them on sooner. But you're right, they came across us and cut across the face with the ball. And it was like one of these you used to be able to do in school, and when you're a younger man, you could do that, cut the ball back basically across yourself, and that it fools most times it fools the goalkeepers. Although I have to say, Butland saw it, but maybe a wee bit late by the time he saw it, and there's no blame there. And he wasn't that far away for getting his hands to it. But seriously, it was a really, really well-worked goal. and the guy cut it across. So it was a tremendous stuff. And yes, I agree 100%. If Butler would have saved it, there'd have been a penalty. You know, if it hadn't been scored, there would have been a penalty, and I've no doubt about it. None at all.
I would have thought that myself. AK, did you think that?
I did, pal. Aye. When I seen the guy going down, I was like, oh, geez, that's a foul, that's a penalty. But Kulusevski sticks it by Butland. Seemed to be a wee bit flat-footed. I think he might have been unsided. I can't mind who the Rangers player was trying to slide in and block the shot. It might have been proper, but it seemed a wee bit unsighted and caught him flat-footed. And it was well dispatched, coolly dispatched with Kulusevski. But then Dessers comes on the part, doesn't he?
Aye. Well, tell you what, I think we've been chatting for about 30 minutes there, so if it's all right with you two guys, I think we'll get the phone lines open, eh?
Go for it.
Yep.
Right, so hopefully we'll get a few in the right, and let's talk about the famous Glasgow Rangers. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hi, hopefully we'll get a few calls tonight, and let's hear our thoughts for last night and also leading up to Sunday. But aye, as you say, Dessers comes on. I'd like to have seen probably Dessers come on a wee bit earlier, if I'm honest. I thought probably fresh it up, stick him up front. Let's see if he can get in about the centre backs. And what a chance it was. I was off my seat because I thought once he turned inside him, I thought, oh, here, they're going to hit the net. I don't know whether to give him credit or no for the save, or whether it was just he just blasted it and it hit half him. I don't know. I think he done everything right, Bridge. And he made it out of nothing for himself. John won the header, knocked it on, and he had to go and make everything. He done the hardest part. He done the hardest part, you know. It was just the finish.
You know, I have to say this, and I don't like saying it because of the magic, marvellous game and magic atmosphere last night, but I have to say it. That what Dessers did, getting there, all the great work, beat two men, got himself in a great shooting position, and my God Almighty, did he miss it or did he miss it? That's unforgivable for a centre forward. Really and truly, to be there in all that space, and all he's got to do is put it in the net. My God. What you wouldn't have done when you were younger playing football for chances like that. You would seriously, that's just shocking. Well, okay, we know we miss chances. Players miss chances. It's part of the game. But seriously, to me, it's unforgivable. It's just unforgivable. That adds to the nonsense that was happening with him a couple of weeks ago, and he couldn't put the ball in the net, blah, 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 you know. And you'll see him coming on, and all of a sudden he scores 2 goals, and then he falls away again. But it's so frustrating, isn't it? Just so frustrating.
Aye, listen, he hit the target. I don't know if it was a hand, a leg, or whatever it was that it hit, but I just thought he was going to score, AK. But listen, you'd expect to score when you've done the hard work. You're expecting it to win, but I just thought, a luck for the goalkeeper, do you think, or a bad finish for Dessers?
Listen, I think Bridgman's been a wee bit harsh here on Dessers. I've been his biggest critic all year as well. I thought it was a brilliant bit of play with him. When you see it back, it's behind him, the ball, and he flicks it by the defender, and then he jinks inside the other defender, and he's basically staring down Fraser Forster. I don't think it was a rash finish for him, because Foster's actually diving the other way for where the ball ends up that side of the goal, and it clips off his foot or his leg or his shin or whatever it was, and he obviously deflects it by the post. So I would really give credit for Dessers to make the move and to have the invention, to have that bit of skill and that bit of play in the first place. But gutted that they didn't burst the net. Aye, 100%. But when you see it back, Bridgman, I thought it was a brilliant bit of individual play with Dessers, and really unlucky it didn't end up in the back of the net.
I've watched it about 9 times. Seriously. I've watched it about 9 times because I can't believe it. I honestly can't. It was fabulous. His play was superb. He's picked the ball up. He's beat two of their players, got himself onto his left foot. And, you're thinking, this is going to be a smasher. And the whole place is up. Every single person is up because they thought it was going to be in the net. And what does he do? Somehow he managed to hit the keeper. Somehow. Obviously, we know that keeper carries a lot of luck, but, he's big, and the way they train, it's about using all your limbs and stretch it out, because he's onto nothing. The keeper's onto nothing. If he touches the ball, he makes a save. If he doesn't, well, nobody's going to blame him, because it was the guy played fantastic football. But I'm only talking about what Dessers did. Unforgivable. To get a chance like that in front of goal, unbelievable stuff. Just unbelievable stuff. And the place, it kind of kills it for a wee bit. But I don't want to take anything away from any of the players, including Dessers. That particular moment, for me, blotted his own copybook. But other than that, I thought he had a fine game.
I think by the time he got round the second defender, Foster was right out on top of him. He may have lifted it slightly in the middle of the goal or whatever. I thought he hit it with power, and just unfortunate, I think, for where Foster was to where he was, Bridge, that he managed to get a deflection on it. That's what I thought. But apart from that, listen, I came away for Ibrox a wee bit disappointed, AK, because I think when you've seen the game, whoever's got a phone pinging, can you put it on mute? I think coming away for Ibrox, I felt a wee bit disappointed, AK, but because I did say I'd love 3 points, and I took a point. But I think when you've seen how much we had of the game and the chances, and we worked to our goalkeeper a lot more than they worked to our goalkeeper, and I think that was also due to the tactics that Clement put out for the players and the way the players worked and done everything by the rule, and we had all good games, all the players. That was the only thing. I felt a wee bit disappointed, but really happy that we've put another point on the board in Europe.
Aye, definitely was. I've shared the feelings, mate. I'm getting dog's abuse off of Albert. Me and you seemingly Dessers fans boys here tonight now because we're sticking up for him. It's disappointed. Aye, on reflection, because the chances we created, the Spurs weren't great. Foster was a lot busier keeper than what Butland was. On the basis of play, Spurs had the majority of the ball, but we had the majority of the chances. But I just thought the middle of the park was fantastic. See the attitude and application of Raskin and Diamande and Barron when they came on there. Everybody was chipping in. If somebody lost a ball, they were winning it back within the seconds. Ridvan was brilliant at it. I just thought the whole endeavour of the team was fantastic. The atmosphere in Ibrox was brilliant. Did we deserve a victory? Aye. But we would have took a draw before kick-off? Aye, I think so too. So I wasn't too disappointed. You had it kind of marked out. If we'd have got a draw last night, then we're just looking for probably one more victory our last two, and our last games at home to USG for Belgium. So that could put us into the top 8 regardless. So coming through that game against that quality opposition, I would have taken a draw, to be honest with you. So, but I was really proud in the team last night, the effort, and everybody that was there. So everybody give yourself a pat in the back. That was the Rangers that I know and love.
Bridge, one of the nights, Thursday nights under the lights at Ibrox, and the team's put another big performance for us.
Mesmerising. That's what they were. At times during that game, they were mesmerising. You couldn't believe you're sitting there watching your team. 6 weeks ago, there were times when they could hardly pass to each other. I don't mean that for every game, but there was a lot of times we watched some absolutely turgid stuff with them. And look at that. Look at the football they played last night. Look at the way they done it. Their total attitude was fantastic. Everything about the game, I loved it. And I came home, I know it was a draw, but when I came home and my wife says to me, "Oh, you seem to be a lot happier," and I says, "I am," you know. But seriously, it was just great. It was great to be there and great to listen to the fans, and I'm including myself there. I didn't go up and do the bouncy, I must admit this time, but they were up and doing the bouncy, and it was great to hear. And the singing they were incredible, just incredible. And the young, what do you call them, the Blue Order, they were just tremendous. They were just tremendous. They brought the whole place up. Oh, it was alive, and it was great. Ibrox is fabulous when it's like that, just fabulous. A great place to be. Tottenham Hotspur. Well, I'll say this: that's the best game I've seen Rangers have as any team right throughout the years back to the '60s. It's the best game I've seen Rangers play against Tottenham Hotspur, and I tell you, we should have won that game. That's what I feel. We could have, should have. The possession that Tottenham Hotspur had against us was all about just holding the ball, nothing else. There was very little times they got in there to actually create something in front of goals. Maybe a half a dozen times during the whole game. The rest of the time it was from the defence to the keeper to the defence to the midfield, and that's the way their possession was worked up. So their possession figures will be very high. When we got the ball, we were like dynamite last night. We were dynamite. We were running 100 mile an hour straight down to their penalty box. That's what we were doing. So our shall we say, minutes on the ball were slightly less than theirs. So possession-wise, they had more than us. But overall, we were a far better team than them on the game.
Well, we've just been joined by a good friend of the show, Billy. How you doing, pal?
Right, Mucker. All right, Troops. How's it going?
All right. I think your
Hi,
sounds a wee bit low, Billy. Turn it up a bit. Just did you keep talking? It's just a wee bit low.
How's that? Is that any better?
We'll go with it. We'll go with it. Still a bit low, but we'll go with it.
If it changes, mate, he's a wee shouty and groups the phone back a bit. Oh, mate, I was just listening to the show, talking about the game last night. I was at the game myself, like, you know, it was, the atmosphere at Ibrox was absolutely electric, mate. That's been one of the best European nights that I've been at Ibrox, eh? To be totally honest with you, I was actually disappointed to getting a draw because we made an expensive Tottenham Hotspur team look very, very ordinary. And I thought we should have got the all 3 points, with a wee bit more luck on the night. But to a man, I thought the players were superb, every one of them. There was a few mistakes and different things and all that. You think you've covered it, but there's other wee snippets. But I think that's just nitpicking, really. But all in all, I thought the Rangers were superb last night, and I thought wee Nico Raskin was just out of this world. He was everywhere. He was a pure buzzbomb. He was breaking the play up. He was winning tackles. He was reading the game. They were when they were on the front foot. He was nicking in. He was winning the ball. He was putting the ball about. He was passing it into good areas. He had good vision, great touch. I thought the wee man was absolutely outstanding. What can you say about Big Igga, man? He's, you know, this big boy's just got to get better and better and better, you know. To me, he's just like a bigger version of Alfredo Morelos. He's an absolute brute of a boy. You on thighs and that, and you can't shove him off the ball. Like, you know, he's big and strong. He's got a great touch. You know, he's got a bit of pace about him. He's got a great eye for goal. You know, he can pick a pass. He can. One of the things I really like about him is when we've got the ball and we're under a bit of pressure, you can throw the ball up to him and he'll bring the ball down. I think it was Bridgman said he'll bring it down on his chest, or he can play it on his feet. And he's got a great first touch. He'll take the ball on, and he's no fear to hold it and take players on in tight areas. I thought he was exceptional last night as well. I thought Jeffy played well. Unfortunately, Big Shooter had to go off with an injury. Let's hope it's nothing serious. I thought Tavernier played well and all last night. I've been one of James Tavernier's critics, no defensive wise. But I thought his ball in for the Rangers goal was just different class. The way he whipped it over the top of the boy. It was one of the ones that was just the defender doesn't know where to stick or twist. and he's just nicked it out of the tap. It was a brilliant goal, and what a finish. There was only one. I think it was Tavi was unlucky. As you were talking on there, it was a penalty kick when they scored the goal. But I think it was Tavi that just nicked the boy because he put his hands up. But when you watch that back again, I watched it back 4 or 5 times, guys. Their goal. We get caught sleeping for about 30 seconds, and that's what it took for them to open us up. And Taverniers went out just past the penalty spot to try and cover that area up, because the two centre halves get soaked in. And there's also a boy standing in acres of space ahead of him. And I thought Big Sterling should have been back there getting Tavernier a horn, because that's what he's in there for. You know what I mean? And listen, when you've got a guy that's worth £43 million or something like that coming off the bench at half time for Tottenham, to put the ball in the back of the net. I mean, Rangers almost spent £43 million in 3 seasons. You know what I mean? That's the quality opposition you're up against.
Aye, 100%, Billy. Listen, the fact that we're nitpicking it, you know, after 90 minutes against Tottenham, it shows you. I said earlier, I'll come to AK and I'll bring you back in. I thought tactically, Clement got it well last night. I thought in Europe in general, since he's been in, I think he set us up tactically really well, AK, in the games that we've seen so far.
Aye, absolutely. Welcome to the show, Billy. Glad you enjoyed the game last night. What I would say to you though, Billy, listen, I shared your disappointment. We all did leaving the ground last night, but would you attain a draw before the game? I would have.
Well, maybe I'm just being heart and hand stuff here, mate, but no, I wouldn't have. You know, that's not the Rangers mentality. When in my opinion, Alec, when you start to, it's all right, the supporter saying, would you take a draw? That's different, but as a Rangers supporter and as a Rangers, if you're playing with the Rangers, that shouldn't be in your head. You're going out to win every single game, every game you play. That's the mentality we need at Rangers, you know. But it's still a brilliant point when you look at it. On the table wise, I think we're sitting above Tottenham now. With a better goal average. I think we're sitting 7th or something like that.
We're 8th, Billy.
8th, mate.
Yep.
I thought it was 7th or 8th, mate. But it's still a cracking point. But to answer your question, Alec, no, I wouldn't have took a point, because I'm on to 3 points in a Rangers victory, mate.
That's a fair comment, Billy. No bother, Bill.
Well, he's a hard taskmaster, that Billy, isn't he?
So about standards, Bridge, innit? It's about standards.
I love it. That's when you talk to a Rangers fan who's probably every bit as zealous as we all are. You can feel it. You can feel it the way they talk. It's all there. Passion's all there. And you know, I would gladly, before the game, I said it on the show the other night. For me, 1-0 or more. But don't get me wrong. I'll take a point, but not in the manner in which it happened. I think Mr. Dessers wasted it a wee bit for me. But other than that, a great result, absolutely great result. We're still in the game. We're still there. We've got 2 tough games, or one certainly a hugely tough game. History tells us that. But the Belgian team, I'm not dead sure about at all. I don't know how they played in it. So we'll find out after the new year. But here we are. We're talking about Rangers in Europe after Christmas, New Year. It's fabulous, utterly fabulous. And my God, but if the team can keep progressing the way they're going, when we get to this game against Man United, my God, we might be a really good team. If we win enough games, the guys get enough confidence coming, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. But tough to go there. Tough to go there.
Good thing is now, Billy, we park it. No, we park the Europa League, and we concentrate now. Obviously, Sunday's the first one, and we need to get back into the league form. What do you think of the turnaround since the Dundee United game? And to be honest, we should have won that game. The goalie had a few wonder saves. We had a rubbish first half. I grant you that. But since the second half of the Dundee United game and since then, people were, you heard the noise, we've only beat Kilmarnock and we've only beat St Johnstone. But listen, there's no many teams take 6 goals off Kilmarnock at any time in any season. And I've seen the difference in some of the tweaks that he done. And I've watched the progression now. Can still see it still miles away from what we want. But you can see that there's a difference in the team now. And the good thing is you need momentum and you need confidence, Billy. And we'll certainly got that going into Sunday now. We have got momentum and we have got confidence, which we maybe never had a few weeks ago. Maybe some of the support will come round and think that way as well, because you've got to look at the performances, Billy.
Well, listen, winning games of football breeds confidence. That's the way football is, isn't it? I mean, I was still on the bench a bit, saying that I was going to turn the corner here. I didn't know. I wasn't screaming for the manager's head, but I was getting very, very frustrated, and my patience was wearing thin with what he was trying to come up with. But in the last 2 or 3 games, he certainly got the team playing, and it's blatantly obvious now that we're starting. Under the finished article, no chance, no by a country mile. But the early signs of what he's doing there with the players he's got now at his disposal is it's leaving us all very optimistic, mate. I'm still not a great lover of the 4-2-3-1. I've spoken about it 100,000 times, but I'll not be changing my mind on that formation until we start winning trophies and get the cups in the cabinet playing that system. And I hope he proves me wrong. But we're definitely starting to get pointed in the right direction, mate. We're keeping clean sheets in that as well. We're starting to pass teams off the park. What I have noticed, mate, is the Rangers, when we do play at a high tempo and we take a minimum touches on the ball, we seem to perform better. Taking 2, maybe 3 maximum touches on the ball and zip it about quickly. When we play that way, there's no many teams can. Excuse me, got a wee bit of a hoarse voice here, mate, for roaring and shouting last night. There's no many teams will come close against us, like, you know.
Where do you sit, Billy? Where do you sit, pal?
I was up at, well, it was actually my mate's book. I got a wee shot.
Oh, you're on a book? Snob.
Aye.
Snob.
Not a book. Put a tick book. I was right up in the main stand, up in the top, well, not the top, the old main stand, the west, right in line with 18-yard box. I think it's 41, 42 in that gate, mate. Right, I can't view the run light enough, like, you know, up there. My mate was up for, my mate's brother was up for Manchester. He comes up to, he's got a season ticket, like, you know. But my pal, he was in the hospital, had an operation and that, like, you know, so he's doing all right now, right enough. But he says to me, wee man, there's a ticket there. He says, on you go. I says, thanks very much, eh? So that's where I was sitting up there, mate. But I had a cracking view. Unfortunately, a good view of the goal as well. But you can see everything happening. I'm sure you'll hear a cracking view up the top and all, mate.
I didn't mean to second your thoughts. Cracking goal, cracking view of their goal. Aye, I go with you. I'm with you.
Aye, it's a good seat you were in, Billy. It's a good view for round about there. Aye, it's a good view for round about there. But listen, it was one of the nights, innit? We've been getting used to these nights at Ibrox, haven't we? On a Thursday night. And when you look at the table, we're sitting 8th. The only team that's above us that we've actually played is Leon. They're above us. Obviously, Man United are, but we've not played them yet. So where we are in that Europa League, for where we've came for the start of the season, the total rebuild that the manager said today, AK, the fact that we've not got as many players as we wanted, we never started as well as we wanted. Results have been patchy, hence the fact where the league table is looking at the moment. But now I think as we've got players back, and we're starting to see us play a bit more football now, and create chances and score goals. So hopefully we're on the right road that will take us down a path of a bit of success, mate.
Aye, we all hope that, mate. They all hope that. Listen, the Clement has been dealt a really tough hand for me. Where he was when he came in the club initially, and where he was at the start of the season was a very different place, because he was told that he had to lose all his high earners, so he lost all the experience out the squad. He lost all the leaders out the squad with Connor Golson and Lundstrom and players of that ilk, so he had to go down that road of getting players off the books before he got anybody in. So a lot of the players dug their heels because of the contracts that they were on, so he couldn't move anybody out basically until the last week of the transfer window, which only gave him 2 weeks to prepare for the Dynamo Kiev game, and that wasn't at Ibrox, that was at Hampden, and then we've got 3 weeks to prepare for the Celtic game. So to knit all the new players, 2-3 weeks into the season for that kind of standard again, that calibre again, it was going to be difficult for him, and it's no surprising the results didn't go our way. The youngsters coming into the squad, Iganami doesn't speak a word of English, for example. We now know the reason why. He found it difficult. He wasn't up to speed, both physically and obviously integrating with his teammates. He's joining a new club in a new country. He couldn't speak the language. It's going to be difficult. These aren't excuses. These are facts. You watch that documentary, then you'll realise we don't appreciate it, but these are the factors that you've got to make a player happy off the park to get the better off on the park. And all these things are going to knit together. Proper coming in, he's got to get used to the league and the level and all that. It wasn't surprising that wee Barron hit the ground right away, because he's used to the league. He's used to going to a Ross County or a Kilmarnock or a Tynecastle or that. The other players weren't, so it's no excuses. It sounds like excuses, but it's no. And that kind of explains our poor start to the season. But what helped me last night, though, is see 5 games ago or a couple of weeks ago when we were playing Dundee United, bringing on Danilo and Hadji was credited with changing our form round about. We didn't have them last night. So the other players had to step up to the mark, and they did come in and do a job. The likes of Ridvan coming in was brilliant in the midfield, getting Raskin outstanding last night. I thought Billy Iganami just went to a different level, and then the last 3-4 games in particular. And all these things are starting to knit together. We've got Cortez coming back now as well. Suitors are below, of course it is. But then we look forward to the next transfer window. But this is a massive game we've got coming up on Sunday, and let's hope we bring the trophy back with red, white and blue ribbons.
Right, well, if you guys would like to get in mute, it's tune time, so it is. So if you right, take it away, folks.
As we go marching down the Paisley Road, the west, the doors and the windows open wide, you will hear the people cheer. The Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. For we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. As we go marching down the Paisley Road west, the doors and the windows open wide, you will hear the people cheer. The Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. For we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me.
Nice wee tune. Molly, did you enjoy that?
Aye, mate, aye. Any Rangers tune will do for me, pal. Anyone at all.
I think what we'll do quickly is I think we've got it ready. I think we'll just play the first part of the manager's interview. I think it's only about 5-6 minutes. And then we'll build up to the game on Sunday, if it's all right with you guys. So if you'd like to hit mute, we'll hear what the manager had to say today.
Hi, Philip. Could you give us some updates on John Suter and any other injury news, please?
I wish I could now, but it feels like it's 2 hours ago that I saw all of you. It's a little bit longer, but not much. So for the moment, I cannot say definite things towards the weekend or the state of injuries. I cannot say anything for the moment because we didn't have a full assessment yet.
In terms of last night's performance and the way you went about that game, the manner of the performance, how much more belief does that give you in facing a team like Celtic?
No, yeah, we spoke about belief yesterday. If you don't have that belief as a player, as a manager, as a club, you cannot play like yesterday. So it starts with belief before the game, not during the game. It's not suddenly, now we're going to do this. No, the belief was there before the game. The belief is there already quite a while. And the team feels also that they're making steps in every sense. So it's about doing that again on Sunday. It's first now about recovery. And then to pick the right squads, to get some fresh legs in the team also. And to play our football against Celtic, and then it's going to be a really good clash with two good teams, I think.
Is the belief heightened though because you carried through what you wanted to do yesterday?
Of course, it helps if you play like that yesterday and you lose with 7 goals against. That gives a knock. Of course, that's also part of football, but. It's not believe in one game or one result that can change things now. That's a good thing. And that's all the things that I've been talking about last couple of months. You need to build something with the squad also out of experiences. I said that a lot of times. It's good experiences like this, but also out of the bad moments and the mistakes you make. Like this, you create a winning team. I don't know teams who are 3 months together and they are perfect. It doesn't exist. It's about experiences, doing things together and taking the right conclusions out of that and work out of that. And to have players who buy into that, who are ambitious also to become better. That's with this squad. They're busy with that. So every experience will be one that makes us stronger. But one experience will not change all the philosophy. Now, in the beginning, it can be that they start to doubt about things, but then it's about managers to push things through, because you believe in that kind of football and that philosophy, and they all stepped into that from the start.
Philippe, how much of a headache have you got naming your team? At the start of the season, you were so many injuries, so few options, but now you look at Radvan coming back in last night. You've got Dino. You've got Giannis back available. I mean, is this the hardest team selection you're going to have had this?
No, I hope I will have much more, to be honest, because we still miss quite some players. So with Oscar not really top fit, Rabbi, Tom, we can speak about a lot of things. The situation with John now, that we need to see towards the weekend. So no, that's what you want. That's also what all the good teams in the world have also, it's depth in squad with all the games you need to play. That you can make a rotation in the squad and keep everybody in that way, in a fresh way, or in a strong way, and that there's competition in the squad about spots also, that everybody needs to fight to get into a selection or to get on the pitch. Those are the good teams, and that's what we need to create here.
How long will you give John to prove his fitness? Is it something that he could be on the morning of the game? You still not finalise your team?
I first need to get the assessment of the doc about that, and that's not clear yet for the moment, so I cannot say anything about that. But I know that John would do everything to play that game. He's very, very motivated always for that and for the club and about winning trophies. So I know he will give his best, but it needs to be, of course, something that is possible. We will see.
When you look at the performance of Leon and Robin last night, you must be reassured that even if John doesn't make it, you've got two guys that are on form and who can handle the time.
Yeah, but it's about all squad. Everybody came in, did a good job, and last couple of weeks also. So yes, in that way the squad is growing and getting better, and getting more automatism together to do what in what situation, and every time understanding what to do. So that's growing, that's getting better. It's not perfect yet, but it's getting better and better, and they show in the last couple of weeks a really good level in that way.
Philippe, what needs to change from your perspective for you to finally beat Celtic?
From my perspective?
Yeah, for your team to beat Celtic, not from a Celtic point of view, but from a Rangers.
Yeah, but it's a difficult question, because you speak about a lot of games the last, let's say, year, with a lot of different players that we played. The team of last year, not so many players anymore on the pitch. The team of beginning of the season in September, a lot of new players come in. So that's changed also all the story of the game also in that way. So I'm not thinking about the past, I'm thinking about the next game. Because the past is the past. You can speak also about all these teams who won this League Cup, and you see them 28 times, but it will not change anything, because it's every time with another squad or other managers or whatever. So it's about this game, with these players.
What is the key for you tomorrow? What do you think it is?
What the key is, to score, to be efficient, to defend really well. Celtic is a team who's really good on the ball, with a lot of quality players. We know they showed in the league, they showed in Europe. So we need to play a very mature game, well organized, but we need to play our football also, and create our chances like we're doing last couple of weeks. Somebody told me yesterday that the amount of goals we scored now in the Europa League is the highest, together with another time in the Europa League stage until now with Rangers. So those are good things. We score also a lot of goals. We need to continue doing that. And you need to be efficient and grab your moments in those top games. That's crucial. In the top games, you don't get 20 good chances. You need to grab your moments.
Given the intensity of last night and the effort of the players, Celtic have obviously had 2 days extra rest to prepare for Sunday's game. How big a concern is that for you?
No, I'm not busy with that. I'm just busy with recovering fast, not to be focused on that, and just to focus on ourselves to be ready for the game.
The fact that you've been in this kind of cycle of Thursday, Sunday for a wee while now, will that help?
It helps, of course, because players get more adapted to it, and that's a good thing with stats, that you can follow everything now. These days, it's totally different than in my time. But I remember the first year I played European football every 3 days. I really struggled with that. Second year, it was better. And the third year, my body was adapted. And then I played 10 years more European football without a problem, because your body is adapting to that rhythm. We see now with a lot of players where it was new, that their level is rising every month physically. You guys see it also on the pitch, that they can do more, that they are faster, that they are stronger, that they can make more intensity runs, that they can make more sprints. So that's also an evolution in the squad. So in that way, it's about making this evolution again on Sunday, but that's difficult to predict. So we focus now on our recovery to be really good on Sunday for 90 or 120 minutes.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
There's a few things to take for that. Anybody on here? I'll start with Bridge first. Bridge, do you see Suter making it?
Actually, I hope like hell, and my heart's out to him. I hope he makes it for Rangers' benefit. I think we shouldn't be. Well, what the hell? Of course, we're worried. I think he'll make it. I really do think he'll make it. Yeah, I do.
Billy, you think he'll maybe start?
I'm going to go the opposite way, Bridge, pal. I don't think he will, mate. If it's his groin's away. It's just, listen, we don't know what it is. We're only surmising here, but if it is that, then you can't risk that in a game like that, because he'll hear him twisting and turning all over the place. So, no, mate, I don't think he'll make it. Unfortunately, no. I'd love to see him start, by the way.
I think we all would, but just what we're thinking. AK, what do you think?
I'm in agreement with Billy. I don't think he'll make it. Just the way he sat in the deck last night, you know, there were nobody near him. He obviously felt something in there, and everything's got to be right. Your body's got to be right for the turn of pace that you'll need. And if there's any doubt there at all, but Balogun's a good replacement. So I don't have a fear there. As long as Big Proper plays the way he did last night, I know. But no, I don't think he'll make it, pal, I'm afraid.
Well, I think we're better suited this time, Billy. We've got players that have played against them now and know what it's like to play in that game. Yefty, obviously. And also Proper in the last two games. They two, because they'll be at the back. Balogun knows what it's about. And whether it's Tavo or Sterling. And Butland's there, so they two now getting the first game out the road. You'd like to think that they know what it's about now, and I think they should be a bit more comfortable in this game going into the cup final on Sunday.
Of course they should, buddy. They should all know what it's all about now. You know, and listen, if they don't know what it's all about now, they never will. That's the bottom line here. You know, we're playing Celtic in a cup final. You know, it's in Scotland. It's as a Rangers supporter or as a Rangers footballer, no matter if you're a Scottish boy, British boy, or European boy, but if you're for the rest of Scotland, you're playing your greatest rivals in a cup final, mate. You know what I mean? You know what it's all about. But these, I would like to think these players should know what it's all about. And listen, they're playing for Glasgow Rangers. Never mind that name in the back of the jersey. It's the one in the front of the jersey that matters most. And that's what they're playing for. The one in the front, no the name in the back. So they should all know now, as I said, what this game's all about, mate, and the magnitude of this game and what we expect as a support now. You know, so I'm sure whatever team that listen, see the bottom line here as well, Southside. See if you go out and put a performance in like they did last night against Tottenham Hotspur. There's only one place that trophy's coming, and it's right back into Ibrox trophy cabinet.
I'm saying Bridges, I think for the experience that they had in the last game, you know what it's like, a lot of players and players that have played for us before. I've spoke to some and I've also heard them speak later on at different things and events, and they talk sometimes about the game. And it does, they say it takes your breath away for a bit and you get your second wind and it's just fast, frantic. You've seen players do unpredictable things over the years. But I'm just saying, I think having that game out the road and now coming into a cup final, I'm just thinking they'll be better equipped for it, for us going forward this time.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. I think watching the game last night and a couple of the games that we played recently there, when we've passed the ball well and we've pressed well, the players were playing fast passing makes a big difference, huge difference. And if we can get any level of fast passing and add to that a wee bit steel through the midfield, breaking up attacks that come in as quickly as possible, then we have every chance at the weekend, every chance. I think we get that. I'm so impressed with the team, in the last 4 games, but the European games and even no losing any home games. It's just fantastic, you know. I just love it. And I'm so looking forward to the cup final, and I think we'll do well against them. Obviously, if we've got 4 or 5 players, we're carrying we take knocks here and there. Then if we've got any like that, I'm sure that the Celtic team, the way they play, will probably find these guys out, and that's up to the manager to do what he can do. But if the players are all fit, I think Celtic have never been challenged like this in many a year. And I'm not being funny when I say it, because it's there. We've got marvellous players, and they're starting to see each other and play with each other and enjoying up football. It's marvellous, even to think about it. But if we've not got them, then I think that, for instance, how would you change any of these players for last night to play at the weekend? Well, some of the guys that couldn't play last night have been playing really well for us, you know, Hadji, Daniello. So for me, they'd walk into my team at any time. But would they have walked into that team the way that team played last night? I don't know. That's the dilemma I've got when I think about these things. But hey, it's all Rangers, and there's nothing more important to me than my team. That's about the most important thing for me in my life at the moment is the Rangers. And I just want to see us getting better and better and better, and we're getting there. Guys.
I think it's good now for us that we've got that choice. The manager's got that choice, AK, where he can look at it and pick it. Listen, the support, I would imagine, to a man, the vast majority, myself included, would pick Sterling for right back, as much as Tav done nothing really wrong last night. But I just think that will be the majority of the support, AK. So the manager will pick right back, whoever he picks. If he picks Tav and anything goes wrong or he gets roasted at all any part in the game, then obviously they'll all turn and say, well, what did you pick him for? And if he picks him and Sterling has a nightmare, then the judgment will be on... At the end of the day, for me, the judgment's on the players. The manager picks the team. You can see how the team's starting to develop. You can see how we're starting to play. We've had to change the team with players. So they know what they're doing now. For me, they know what seem to understand the game plans. So it's down to the players on Sunday. Every single one of them that's picked has got to go out and make sure they do their job. The manager and the coaching staff can only set you up and do the tactics, and it's down to you to carry them out, AK. So 100%. That's the way I see it.
100% right there, mate. It's a fair comment. Your manager and your coaches will give you instructions, they'll give you information about your opponents, how they'll set up, where their weaknesses are, where their strengths are. We know, basically, we watch them often enough, many of their weaknesses and many of their strong points. And for me, I think we're on the same camp. We don't want to see Maeda rip Tavernier apart again, because it's been a massive factor in the games and the results. For Clement come in, and not just for Clement come in, for Beale was there, for Gio was there, for Gerrard was there as well. I think it's a big call for the manager to stick with Tavernier. He has been playing well. He offers assists and goals when he goes forward. But in this game, you can't afford for him to get ripped apart, because see if that happens again, the vultures will be out for Clement. And to be honest with you, you can't really defend them much if that happens again. So that's the reason why I would start Sterling and bring Tavernier on maybe as a sub in the second half of the game and utilise his offensive attributes.
Look, another way, Billy, if we set the team up right and we're on the front foot and we're attacking, and now and again, obviously, you can't control a full half, right? And we know from time to time they might get the ball out there. Is it a big, massive risk to play them? Because you know that if you're in the game and you're controlling a good spells it if you can, and you know the out ball isn't out there for him to get it. Because let's be honest, he'll run by most defenders. He runs by a lot of defenders in Europe and all. He's got pace. Let's not be kidded. That's his one attribute, probably his only attribute. That he's fast and he works hard. I don't think he's an actual skillful football player, but he's fast and he's quick, and he works hard for their team. But if we can shut supply to a point off against Tav, then if we are creating or we're getting Tav up, he can create, as you seen the other night. He can put a ball in that can create you a goal. But I still thinking about it, I would rather probably just have the safety valve in there and play Sterling, if I'm honest, mate. But there might be a reason why the manager might still stand by him.
Well, I'm not going to hang the ball out to dry, like, you know. But I mean, everybody can see when we set up against Celtic, when Celtic play that diagonal ball into the space in behind Tavernier, he always gets caught. And it's not a slating the boy. He's just no got it to defend in that position. That's the bottom line here. But the only other way around that is when you've got your Callum McGregor and whatnot. He likes to dictate the play. The Forney Raskin's in the now. I would let Barron sit in there, right, just to cover for Tavernier. And for talking's sake, say we've got Souters missing, just to cover in there. So if they do try and play that ball, we've got somebody always sitting in there. And I would shove Raskin up there, right on top of him. Because the Forney Raskin's in the now, he'll absolutely boss the life out of McGregor. In the form he's in the now. And he'll not like that. Callum McGregor does not like players sitting right on top of him. Callum McGregor likes to get the ball down and nobody near him and pick a pass. And if you let him do that, he'll dictate the play all day long. But as I said, if you shove your Raskin up on top of him, I'm sure in the form your Raskin's in the now, that he will boss him. And then you've a chance of cutting that ball out. You know, they've got to look at other options here, why they've got to move the ball a bit quicker. You know, are they going to go long or it? And if they do go long, let them go long. You know, we've got two big strong centre halves here and Proper and Balogun will mop that up all day long. You know, and we know that the wee fella Kyogo, he just likes to run into that offside position and just sit in there. Well, let him run into it. You know. But the Rangers as well, mate, with the 4-2-3-1, we need to keep this tight as a unit, because if we don't, especially in this game playing against a 4-3-3, if you get drew to position of that, or if you didn't work about the unit as a constructive unit in the park, that's when the spaces Celtic start to find the spaces in these games, you know, and then you get overrun in the midfield. The list is endless, south side, but that's the only way I could think of. If he's wanting to play Tavernier, I would shove Raskin up there and let him boss the life out of McGregor, mate. If no, play Sterling and go safe. If it was me, mate, it's a massive call. I would play Sterling at right back just for that reason and bring Tavernier on in the second half.
We'll maybe go through the team 5 minutes or something. We'll have a go at it and we'll see if we've got differences. Which I think we probably will. Aye, Bridge, on you go.
I was going to say, can we really? I've been berating the manager about Tav for quite a wee while, but the last 4 or 5 weeks with Tav, to me it was obvious he was carrying some sort of knock, and he's got himself back to fitness, I would say. And I thought last night he was terrific, and he was up against some fast players. And of course, he hasn't got the same pace as he used to have. But I don't know whether we should just swap him for Sterling in a huge game like that. Don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against Sterling at all. I think he's a smashing player. But Tav's got form at the moment. He's looking good. He's taking part, and there's not very many really bad passes off him. That's all cleaning itself up for him. I just think I would play Tav, and if he does have a poor time, then I would just change the way they're on the park, make sure he's covered until half time, and get Tav off. I know it's really difficult and no nice to say that, but I don't see anything wrong with Tav at the moment. And I'm a big critic of his when I don't see him playing well. But I think he gives so much. He creates. He always makes himself available going forward. He's really good to get the ball, and he works nicely for that boy Cherny. I would tend to go on the Tav's side at the moment and get him playing.
Aye, listen, there might you're entitled to your opinion, Bridge, and the manager might think the same. I just think it's a cup final. You've got to pick your team. Tav's played well last night, probably getting the break out the team and the rest, and then bringing them back in has rejuvenated them a wee bit and gave them a wee bit of freshness. But it's a one-half cup final, and I think the majority of the support are hoping that Sterling will probably start just to make sure. We'll just see how he copes. But as I said, if we can keep in the game and make sure that we're bossing the game as much as possible, it could be end to end. I don't want it too much end to end, but I just think I would just go with Sterling. That would be my own personal thing. But if I'm heading to Hampden and Tav's in it wouldn't surprise me, AK.
It's a big call. It's a big call. The support out there are their own a knife edge with it, innit? I mean, listen, we all know the attributes that Tavernier carries. It's all forward, and that ball that he put out last night for Igamani. Is there a player in our team that could do that? Could Sterling do that? No. But we just see what's happened in previous games. I mean, Tav must be coming up for about 40 games or something against Celtic. He's no won money. I'm not just saying it's his fault. Of course it's not. It's a team effort, but when we're constantly getting exposed in that right back area and they're seeing that as a weakness, I think it would be foolish to Clement not to acknowledge it and change it for me.
Aye, well, that's the thing. Talk about changing things, actually, and talking about changing luck. I think if you hit mute, we'll get the Super 6 for tomorrow.
What? A Super 6?
Hi, welcome to Southside Super 6 for Saturday the 14th of December. The first selection this weekend's Middlesbrough to beat Millwall. The second selection is Liverpool to beat Fulham. The third selection is Sheffield United to beat Plymouth. The fourth selection is Birmingham to beat Bristol Rovers. The fifth selection is Huddersfield to beat Lincoln. And the sixth selection is Wrexham to beat Cambridge. If you take all six, it pays 8.5 to win. How could you know, Billy?
A lot of averages, it's like the Rangers playing the Celtic, and a lot of averages says we've got to win, man, so a lot of averages says you've got to get your Super 6 that 1 week, isn't it?
There's one in the post, AK, isn't there?
8.5 to 1.
I don't do the odds.
You're really trying this week, pal.
I think it's tax season tomorrow. I'll be quite generous tomorrow, I think, Bridge. I think they'll be quite upbeat tomorrow.
You think?
Aye.
Why? What makes you think that?
8.5 to 1, Bridge. That's what makes me think that.
Absolutely, I love it. Well said, pal. I thought I cornered you there. Brilliant.
Anyway,
no, I think you're doing an admirable job, and you're giving people a chance. If they want to go in and do it, they can do it. They're not winning much money, but I always have to say to you, I absolutely love Oxtair's comments when it's on.
Thanks for that, Bridge. I enjoy them myself. Mine usually starts with an F and ends in an F when I send them a text.
Marvellous.
I just put a tenner on that. Super 6 that started, mate. I think you're down to your last 10 million now. I think you know, Bridge.
Listen, I don't normally, Billy, right, but it's coming up for Christmas, and I'm lumping it tomorrow. I'm just lumping it tomorrow. It's like, it'll be like red or black tomorrow. So it's on, and it'll need to come in.
I wish you luck.
But we'll have a go tomorrow anyway. It's just a bit of fun. Right, I'll tell you what today, while we're talking about that, we'll go through the team that we think you may pick. This will be interesting. I want to see what your thoughts are on it. I take it we'll all agree that it's Super Jack and goal. Right, we'll take that as a given. Anybody else says anything else, I think you should just go to HR.
Kelly?
I'll just get Fox to just eject you out that seat, boy. Right, I'll leave right back the now, right? Because I still think there might be a couple. Right, we'll go for left back. Are we agreeing it's Shefty?
Aye, I'll go for Shefty for me.
No objections? Yep. No.
Shefty for me.
And I think the two centre backs will be Proper and Balogun.
Yep.
Based on the fact, or rather, we don't have any facts. But based on the absence of Big Suter, I agree with you.
I'd love to see him start, Bridge, but listen, if it's anything to do with groin strain or anything like that, or a calf strain or stuff, it's a short turnaround, and there's no point in risking if he's got to come off within a matter of minutes or 20 minutes or something. I think if there's anything like that, I think we should just go with Balogun and Proper, and we'll have to back up in there, because we'll come to the right back, but if Sterling starts, then we'll not really have any cover in the centre back should anything happen there, unless you move Sterling if Tab was on the bench that way. But I think Leon King would be the only other person that I think will have to come on the bench. So at centre back, they two will probably need to start should John Suter no make it. Yes.
Fox has just said he knows all about groin strains and he'll be out for a wee while.
We should have asked the Fox first, shouldn't we?
You're a shocker, Fox.
He'll know better than the club doctor, won't he? Right, interesting. Midfield. Billy, go with your two.
Right. Raskin and Barn, mate.
Right, okay. You agreeing with that, AK?
I think Billy's seen my sheet.
Right, so you're in agreement?
Yes.
Bridge, do you see that happening?
I think it will. Look, there's I don't know. I think the manager really likes Barron, and I think he's been pulling him, keeping him off a wee bit, just to get a wee bit break as well as a bit of running. I think he's going to release him weekend. Yeah, I think he'll play him.
Right, okay. Your front three. Who do you think will be? Tierney on the right. Everybody's in agreement.
Yep.
Number 10. We'll just date as a 4-2-3-1. I know it changes. You can have it slightly different. Who do you see in the 10 role?
Adji
for you, Billy? Same. Bridge?
Yeah, we can't disagree with that.
Right, okay. And who'll be on the left?
Hamza Agamani for me.
You put that Agamani. What was it? Agamani. Right.
You think you put him on the left?
Right, okay.
You in agreement with that, Billy?
No.
No?
I'm playing Redvan out there again.
Are you?
So
Okay.
I give you my reasons or my thoughts if you want, mate.
Aye, okay, on you go.
Just back to the similarities with Callum McGregor, with pushing Raskin up on top of him. Boy Johnson likes to get up and down there, and wee Redvan's got the pace to shut that down. So, and he can, if he does get in there, he's also got the pace to get in behind Celtic. So that's the reason I play Redvan in that position.
Right, so Nannies are thinking that he'll play Hadji slightly left then, no? You've all got Hadji if he plays in a 10 then. That's the way I've looked at it, the way you are saying. So you'll have Barron. Well, you would have Barron and Raskin. I don't know.
So I say, see my front four. I would play them like a kind of diamond. We had you at the base of the diamond, but obviously playing in front of the Barn and Raskin. Cherny out right, Iganami out left, and I would be playing Danilo up top. I think we would cause him all sorts of problems, as has proved the last few weeks.
I think Diamandi plays on Sunday. I don't think he'll. I don't
But
think he'll no play.
So you wouldn't have Barron. You'll not have Barron. You'll Diamandi. Is that what you're saying?
I think Diamandi will do a
right.
better. I think Diamandi would do a better job on McGregor sitting in the 10 role. Whereas he would just
I think Diamandi would get sent off.
See, to be honest, I hate this having to talk about this like, oh, we need to go and stick somebody on McGregor. No, we just need to go out and play, you know. And we know, I mean, their team picks itself. There'll not be really any surprises in their team. We've got a problem trying to pick a front four here because they might play Hadji in the 10. You've all put Barron in your team. You've left Diamandi out, which, fair enough, it might harm. But we've got things that we can change. Their team will be pretty repetitive, you know. Their back four will be the back four. If Johnston's fit, which he probably will be, it'll be him. Trusty. He'll not play Scales. He'll play Trusty, Carter Vickers, and he'll play Taylor. The same as he'll probably bring Engels in because that's his player, and he paid a lot of money for him, and he'll not want to play Bernard. So he'll play him, Hattati, probably, and McGregor, and the three up front. It'll be Kyogo, Kuhn, and Maeda. So they're, you know what you're going to face against them, but they'll be unsure. And I think the fact that we've used to playing a striker like Dessers, who would normally sit on their centre back, and they've had easy games against them. So this time we can mix it up. We've got players that can come short. We've got players that will take them into maybe pull their centre backs out of positions where they don't want to be. They want to sit at their defence and the way they do it, because they've not really been tested with Dessers. But I think this time with players that we've got, like we're talking about, nobody's even put Bajrami in their team, you know, and he's been in their team for quite a bit. People are saying Guy Hadji because he's got good assists and he's done well since he came in. So we've got a lot of options that we can change it about. But their team, I think, unless any of you disagree with the team I said that I think they'll face, I think that'll be their team. Otherwise, it'll be one. Either Bernard plays, the rest of it is what I said. It'll no change, you know. There's no chance. So we know what we're going to face, Billy, you know.
My reason for Hadji is a 10, whereas he can come and collect the ball off of the two setters, right? He can drop in there, get the ball, and he can go beyond, right? And one thing about me Hadji is, right, he's maybe no blessed with blistering pace, Southside, but he can pick a pass. He's got two cracking feet. He can go either way with the ball. He can turn left. He can turn right. You know, he can play with reverse balls with both feet. And to me, that's the key to opening them up. We've not had a number 10 in that position with the vision and football brain he's got. You know, he comes, if you watch Hadji, he finds wee pockets. Just as I said, drop him off, they come short. Or he out in either one of the flanks, you know, like he put that great ball in for Tavernier. when he came out on the left-hand side of the park and he whipped her into the back post. Tavernier had a great finish. So Hadji's got all that in his locker, and he can drag the players, as you said there, mate. You know, he can drag the centre halves out of position. That's the reason I would start Hadji, mate, because I think he's got the key to opening them up.
Aye. If we're looking at when we need to be defensive or when we're off the ball, it'll be the shape. I mean, at the end of the day, the front four, Czerny, Ignaman, Danilo and that, they've scored about 13, 14 goals between them. So you'd like to think that looks like your formidable partnership, but then I think Diamandi will play. I just think it's Hampden, it's big, he gets about the park, and I think he'll be in. I think he'll find his space in the team. As much as I want as many football players in my team, but after the ball, I've got to work. That's the only problem. It's all right having them all in the park, but once we're off the ball, Bridge, we've got to track runners. We've got to make sure we're tracking runners. It's all right shutting down in the midfield, but we've got to track the two fullbacks. And if it's Ralston, I'll be happy with that if he makes it, you know. But we need to track their runners because that's what's undone us many a time. We've watched the repeat performance at happening, getting to the byline, whipping balls across, and we see how they do it. And that can't happen. So if you're playing somebody like Ignaman slightly left, is he going to track the right back runner when he goes? That's my issue.
Well, great questions, isn't it? Because people see things differently. Although I do see quite a lot of the way you're seeing it. For me, it's absolutely whomever we play on the left midfield, whoever we're playing there, and then based on the last couple of minutes of discussion there, we're speaking about young. What's his name? The big Turkish. What's his name again? Yilmaz. Right. So. We're speaking about him playing, and he does all right when he covers bad, but this is a massive game for him, and he's not left back, and he's got to be in there to stop people coming down the wing. I don't care what he does. If he's going to be playing there, he needs to knock the guy over the line or whatever he's got to do. Don't get booked, but please don't get booked. But you've got to get them out, keep them back, keep them wherever he can. That's his area. His area has got to be that he's got to guard in front of the fullback, in my opinion, and he's got to do it well. If he can do that well and do a similar exercise on the other side, my goodness gracious, you could stop Celtic playing. That's how good that can be. Love it.
Billy, if we play Ridvan as you suggested, right, as Biddy did the other night, then do you play Ignaman and Danilo or no?
No, I would take Ignaman as our main, as our goal scorer, as our number 9 type thing. So I would, as I said, I would take Czerny on the right, Hadji in the middle, and Ridvan on the left. Ignaman up front himself, because I'm thinking as well, Carlton Vickers gets a cakewalk every time he plays against the Rangers. Well, he'll not get a cakewalk against the big man because the big man's big and strong, and he'll not allow it to happen. And you'll know he's in a game. So that's the reason I play Ignaman up on top of Carlton Vickers. As I said, with Ridvan on the left, for that reason, he could up and down when Adam Johnson makes the forward runs, he can track him back and he can give Jeffy a wee horn there and we can shuffle across so that shuts that space down. There's another option here, I know, but it maybe sounds a bit daft, but we've played it afore. I know he could maybe play Tavernier at right back and shove Sterling up.
No, I'm not going this too. No, you're going to HR, Billy.
No, just hear me
out. Yourself, Billy boy.
Hear me out, Southside. It is negative, mate. Right?
I know, we're going to be positive, but we're not going to be negative, are we? We don't need to be negative. Listen, we just need to go out and play the way we've been playing and just make sure that we don't lose the stupid goals and we don't let runners run freely, right? See if we do that, we're going to be fine. No, we'll be fine. They think they're just turning up on Sunday and they're just going to smash us. That's what they'll believe. No. And by all accounts, for the record they've got against us, why would they not think that? But maybe Sunday comes this time, we've got a lot more options and we're in a good place now. and I'm looking forward to it. You know, I just think that we can surprise them with a lot more of our game than what they can. We know how they play. Billy, we've all seen how they play when they've played against us. You know, so there's nothing really imaginative in their team. They know how they play, and they've done it for long enough, and they've had good results through it. But it's time for us now, with this new squad and a new team starting to gel together. It's time to put a marker down on Sunday. You know, that's the way I feel like. We've got to put a marker down on Sunday now. You know.
Definitely, mate. There's a cup at stake here, and currently we've got red, white, and blue ribbons on it, and we want to be coming away with handing with red, white, and blue ribbons on it. Well, listen, it's a good discussion tonight. There'll be people out there probably saying we're talking a lot of rubbish slightly, but it's only about an opinion. There's merit in a lot that Billy says. There's merit in a lot that you say, Bridgeman. Other people have got other ideas. It's up to our gaffer, Clement, to work it out. I just think that he's got to learn from previous games against them. I know we've been unlucky a couple of times, but we weren't unlucky at Celtic Park. You know, 3-0 drubbing. The other 4 games he's played against them, there's only been 1 goal in it. We got a 3 each draw at Ibrox. That's the only game that Clement's played at Ibrox against Celtic. 3 at Celtic Park, and this will be 2 at Hampden in the 6 games that he's played against them. So there's factors there, but he needs to work it out what's best for the team going forward. And it's a big call, but I bring them on, mate. Bring them on. We're starting to play a bit now, so get the battle fever going. We're going for the cup, Bridge.
Love it. Brilliant. Well, we've got to put a team out that the manager likes. He's got to be sure that we like it. Maybe there's a wee bit of a wee bit of room there. I don't really care what they say about this one player, but I'm playing him because I like him, and they'll buy into that. You just got to do what we did the other night. Play football as best as you can. Do not give away stupid, easy passes. Trying a long pass, but when all of a sudden there's 2 men in front of your man, it's just we've got to think the game. We've got to watch the game. We're all playing on the one pitch. Just remember that defensive players are good. They've got a lot of guile about them, and they can draw you into making a pass and step in and take it away, and then they're on the run. So we need to watch all that. No more bad passes. No more giving the ball away. Pump the ball out of the park if you're worried about something. Get out of the park and let everybody get back to reset, you know. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you any more about my tactics. It's rubbish. But win a lot of games with my tactics.
I'm sure the manager knows more about tactics than we all do anyway, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
You know, but listen, it's a one-half cup tie. We're the holders of the cup. And we've just got to go there. We're in a good place. We've got momentum. We're scoring goals. We're creating chances. And you've seen that they'll be vulnerable, and hopefully we'll have enough up front and run about to create them problems, and then we'll see how we go for there. And if we get chances, it's about taking them, and that's the way I see it. We've got less recovery time, but so be it. Well, it's a factor, but it's not going to be the major factor. It's who turns up on the day, Billy. We need 11 of them to turn up and play. You might sometimes get away with carrying the odd passenger, but that's about it. Everybody needs to be bang on it on Sunday. And I'm sure come 3:30, Hampden will be rocking in that Rangers end anyway.
Well, we've got an extra half an hour with the kick-off when at 3:30, haven't we? So we'll not need to worry about much. No, but you're right. We've got to be switched on for 90 minutes. You know, everybody's got to be at it. I like the way Alberg gives his ratings out of 10. I'm looking for at least 7s and 8s and 9s. At least 7 for everybody on Sunday, mate. No schoolboy errors type thing. And they'll give you chances. We all know they'll give you chances. But we've got to make sure when the chances come along that we take them. No, because we take the chances, that puts a doubt right in their mind and puts them right on the back foot. There's no point us dominating the ball, mate, taking chances, 3, 4, 5 chances, no taking any of them, because I was going to swear there, but 9 times out of 10, mate, they'll go up the park and the first chance in the boys in the back of the net, and we can't allow that to happen, mate.
AK, thoughts leading into Sunday?
I'm confident. There's been a resurgence in form. There's been a resurgence in mentality with the team and the support. I think there's a bit of belief starting to creep back in. That was certainly apparent at Ibrox last night, and 50,000 Bears were certainly well up for it. They believed in the team again. They believed in the gaffer, the formation, the tactics. Nothing was in doubt last night, and we've seen the sort of performance the team put in with that support behind them. So we know if we can get that synergy back that we had last year, we can give anybody a game. Hampden, cup at stake, bring the red, white and blue ribbons back with the trophy, boys. Won the Rangers.
I will. We've played there a couple of games this year and all, I suppose, you know.
It's a home game, isn't it?
It was murder there, wasn't it, mate? It was absolutely murder going there, to be honest. Never liked it at all, but I had to suffer it for the games that we were there. But no, the way I look at it is Hampden's always been semi-finals and cup finals, Billy. And that's what I was used to going to. That's what you went to Hampden for when it was semi-final and final day, you know. So hopefully we'll never have to experience that again. Again, back there for a league game at any time. But no, listen, Sunday, we've got, as I said, we've got some players that hadn't played in the game before who know what it's about. They're showing the places, we're in a better place now than we were at the start of the season. Still nowhere near complete, but listen, we can certainly go in and give them a game and make sure we can get our hands on that trophy. I know on our day we can beat them. And it's been just as I said, it's just when you look at certain goals we've lost, we've gave goals away early games, and there's been a lot of referee decisions went against us and all that's led to no us getting a goal. But that aside, I just hope that we turn up, we put in a performance like we did against Tottenham, like we've did the last couple of weeks, to be honest, and move the team about. But I think the manager's got some massive decisions to make in how he sets the team up.
Certainly has, mate. You were laughing and joking there saying that, I mean, we're no tacticians, we only see it how we think we see the game, you know, but he's got a few big calls to make. That's what he gets paid the big money for. The team's going into this game and they're playing well. I know you said, a few boys have said as well, like, you know, it was only such and such a level, or such and such a standard. Well, we raised the bar last night to play a Tottenham team that spent over £500 million, you know. And as I said earlier on the night, mate, if we put in a performance like that, take our chances when the chances come, and work our socks off, but all good Rangers teams do, and turn it on and have that wee bit of class, when that wee bit of class matters most, then, as I said, mate, there's only one place that trophy's coming. It's right back into the Rangers trophy room. No, we're a cracking price to win the cup and all. I'm going to have a wee poke at that, and I'm going to have a wee side bet and all, and a goal scorer, and Rangers to win in 90 minutes. That said, mate, I'll give you my score prediction, mate, and I know you don't like me. You don't like getting a goal against I'm going to say 2-1 to Rangers in 90 minutes.
Well, I'll take that. I just wouldn't bet it, but I would certainly take it. Bridge, even your 1-0 will do me, mate.
That's what I'll be doing. I'll be going for a 1-0 against them, knowing all the history of the two clubs and things like that. But they are quite, when they're on their game, are quite a formidable opposition, you know. But we need to be on our game and be a formidable opposition. So as long as we bring our game similar to what we did last night, we can play like that against them. We've got a great chance. Great chance. All I can say about it.
AK.
Sounds good to me, guys. I'll go with that, Billy. 2-1. I don't like giving him a goal either. It's say they'll be firing his phone off the wall. But again, I'm to score any time. 2-1 the victory. And I think that'll probably be more than 8.5 to 1 Southside.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you a yes or no answer then, right? Since we've know how made the captain. Bridge, does he start?
Personally, I think he'll start him, yeah.
Yep. Billy?
Aye, I'll start them.
AK?
No. I don't think he will. I don't think he should. Yourself?
I wouldn't. I don't really want to. When I see the team heading up to Hampton, I just don't want to see his name there. I'd like him to come on. I want to take a new team. This is the rebuild. And I think if Sterling's fit, he goes in it right back. It's his time to shine. And let's see what he's made of, you know. I don't know if he'll go with Danilo or Andigneman, the two of them up front. I don't really know that either, to be honest. I don't know what his thoughts will be on that and how he shapes the team. And I think it'll all depend on what he does with Ridvan. You got to think it was a big game meant in for Thursday. He asked him to go again in a short space of time. He might, if he thinks it's the right thing to do, but I think we need to try and have a wee bit of freshness about our team on Sunday. Starting Bridge, and I think there'll be 2 or 3 changes I would expect maybe in the team for Sunday. That's the way I see it.
Well, you know, I don't know what he's going to do, obviously. I just hope that whomever he picks, he got their confidence and they've got his confidence, and they go out and they can play, the squad can play the same as they played the other night, because seriously, that was just wonderful to watch for a fan. We've all been through murder polos with the Rangers. They were fantastic. And I say, just fantastic. And I want us to be fantastic against them. If we're fantastic against them and if we play really well, we've got a great chance of beating them. And that is just wonderful. We'll not be scraping anything through. We should play as well as we can. And if we can beat them on the game, that would be marvellous. And that would be a bloody nose to Brendan Rodgers, I think, because he doesn't expect us to be as good as we are, I don't think, you know. But he's got a good squad anyway. So if we can beat them, I'll be fabulous. Just fabulous.
Well, Billy, last words, mate. I'd like to thank you, mate, for phoning in and joining us tonight. I've thoroughly appreciated it. It's always good to hear you on, pal. You know you're welcome on here anytime.
No bother, mate. Thanks very much for taking my call. It's always good to come on and talk after nonsense, isn't it? Well, thanks. Thanks very much for taking my call. Thoroughly enjoyed it, mate. I love talking about the Rangers, as you well know. And I'm looking forward to Sunday now. I'm super optimistic now, mate, after watching us last night. And I'm looking forward to Sunday now. I'm quietly confident, mate. Quietly confident.
Good, mate. Good. Hopefully you'll be on soon again. Pop in and have a chat as always, mate. You know you're always welcome. AK?
Good show tonight, pal. Well done yourself. Thanks to Billy for coming in there and Bridgeman. Everybody that's listening. Look forward to Sunday now, pal. Big game, trophy at stake. Come on, the Rangers.
Bridgeman.
Oh, well said, AK. Brilliant. And well done, Billy Boy. Fantastic. Big thanks to yourself, Southside, and of course your techie team in the background. Just magic. Wow, a lovely night. I've really enjoyed it. But I can just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, this biggest game of the season coming up, we are the holders of the cup, and we should be able to go out there and defend that cup based on the way we played the last few games. And I'm all for it. And I'll take a 1-0 now. I'll go for a 1-0 right now. And I hope everybody else has more goals than that. But everybody, please, it's our team. Let's do it. Keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. As always, the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Well, first of all, can I thank you two guys tonight for helping us. I've thoroughly appreciated it, enjoying being on the show with the two of you, and also Billy. Thanks again, mate, for popping in. You're always welcome on here, mate. I'd like to thank everybody out there for listening as well. All the troops on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. And also a huge thanks to the techie team tonight who managed to get the show on to a lot of technical difficulties, and they worked hard before the show to get us on tonight, so I'd like to thank them. We'll be back on Sunday. What is that, 3:30? I think it'll probably be about 2:30, I think. We'll probably be back on there for Sunday. So as always, it's always good luck to the Glasgow Rangers. It's our team, it's our time, and it's our city. So let's do this, Rangers. Make Glasgow red, blue and white on Sunday. As always, there's only one team and one crown. Take it away, Fox.